Right, and we're back. Just got a shower. Let's chat a little. Let's put the settings to the live chat so I see them all. So let's talk about what I've been thinking about for otter. So I've been thinking about otter, right? I've been thinking about like what kind of trailing string can you put on a dirt hole or a bank hole or a fish stick or something around on the bank, right? To get them to go up there. Besides scat and besides like obviously whatever else you can find there, right? So what would I use? I don't have a lot of experience with otter. Most of my otter are blind sets, right? But what would I do if I had to make a dirt hole and do a typical otter set with a hole in bank, some fish in there, and do whatever I have to do to catch them, right? Or like a trail or something. I want to use a leg hold or something. What I would do, or if I want to put a conveyor here and behind is a slide, right? And I put some stuff on the slide below the conveyor and then put the conveyor in. What would I use? So I've been thinking, right? I've done a little research. I've talked to people. And what would I use? Well, the simple answer is what you'd have to do. It's going to take a little bit of process, right? It's probably going to take a month to prep. The ingredients I would put in there, right? I put, somebody not much cord, talk about otter trailing scent. So if I would do an otter trailing scent, what would I use? I would use crawfish oil, because there's a lot of crawfish around here, right? Unless I'm on a big stream, I would use salmon oil. But crawfish oil, because there's a lot of crawfish in pretty much everywhere around here, there's pretty much crawfish, right? So crawfish oil, get a 32-ounce like quart bottle, put a crawfish oil in there. I'll put some otter glands in there. And what I'll do is put either a mint oil, depending on if you have problems with raccoons or not. And if you do, I'd put either a vanilla oil, something sweet like a vanilla oil, a anise oil, or a honey oil. And then let that sit for a month. And no matter how long you let it sit, it doesn't matter, right? Because it's going to sit in there and be fine. The only thing I would add in there is like some kind of a preservative, right? To stop it from the glands from kind of going out. But usually when you buy the glands, they have stuff in them. So if you're getting fresh glands, put a preservative in there, right? Let it sit. Let it sit for a month. The longer it sits, I'm sure the better the smell will get throughout there, right? Every once in a while, shake it up, mix it in. And what you do is, when you go up the dirt hole, you make the dirt hole. There'll be a hole in there. Throw the fish, like sardines, back there. If you have a problem with otter, don't use anything. But take a squirt some of that mixture in there, up and down, and then let it dribble down into the water, right? Because that will leave it slick. That's what I do, and put a fold there. Or on a beaver slide or somewhere you're trying to find otter, squirt that up and down the bank. 1, 2, 3, 4 passes I'll do. And then put the conveyor there. Or when making it, if you really want to spike it so it's loud and kind of tinctured like, you put all those ingredients in there and put like an unflavored 100 proof vodka, throw it in there, or liquor, vodka in there, something with no flavor, put it in there and let it steep. And that's kind of like tincturing it so it becomes loud, very strong smelling. And you can do that so it's even stronger, right? And that you could do that to make a otter, something the otter will like. Something other than just basic crawfish, right? Because you want to make it so it's layered flavor. That's the key with trapping lures and stuff. You want a main layer smell, you want a middle smell, and then you want like something else. And then you can have unlimited smells behind that. But that's what I was thinking. Something with like sweet, either a sweet smell, a mint smell, glands, and crawfish oil or salmon oil, right? And the glands, we're going to use otter glands. I don't know if I specified that. Then you can either tincture it or not. And tincture it just like let it steep in liquor, right? You use that, right? But obviously if you have problems like raccoons and stuff like that in your trails, you're going to have to either fight them, just catch them and work the sets until you catch an otter, or you're going to have to put less of like a sweet smell in there, less of other stuff. The problem with that is, right, you're already running into, raccoons love fish. So you're already running into the salmon oil problem. You're already running into the crawfish oil problem with raccoons. So might as well make it nice and strong with some mint, some anise, or some honey, or vanilla oil. I think vanilla oil is the less likely to catch raccoons. Mix that in there. And obviously the glands and the crawfish. And just let it sit. I would say the minimum a month, or you can just shake it up and use it right away. But the longer it sits, the more the mixture kind of gets together. So you shake it up first month, and then you can let it sit on the shelf for a year. And usually, I would say if you're going to leave it there for a year, you're not going to use it right away. Put some preservative in there because you don't want the glands to start to rot, right? Because then it gets this ranchy smell. It's not fresh. So, a raunchy smell. You want to do that, right? I'll get to your question in a minute, Corey, or comment. But that's what you would want to do. And I've been talking with people, been talking, kind of feeling it out. And if I did more sets like that, I have one spot I can do it. But like the chance of catching an otter up that high above all the other traps is very unlikely. So I don't know if I'd do it. Because he has to go past one trap, two traps, three traps in the main channel, two traps off the side of the side channel, and two more traps to get up to where the top trap slide is, right? So he has to get past quite a bit. Unless it comes down, then he hits them first. So that's kind of the problem there. But it's something that I want to put out there so other people can try. Experiment with it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if it works. Something that I've been pondering, something that I would 100% make if I had the right situation, but I don't usually have it. So if someone tries out there, let me know. Make it. Try it. Let me know if you catch otter. Tag me in the video. Share the videos. Comment. Share it with me. And I want to see if it would work. Because I think it will. I really do. Best way to make crawfish roll, put the crawfish in a glass mason jar, set it in the sun for about 3 days. That's how you make crawfish tails. That's a good way to try. Yeah? See, that's the thing too. If you have unlimited, like you're in the South or something, if you have unlimited, if you want to go even further, but this is going to be like putting meat in there, so you really got to put preservative in there. But the crawfish tails, right? Put the crawfish tails in there, right? Or you could put the whole crawfish in there in a jar, and a couple crawfish, and just let that steep and just break down, right? And just let it sit there. So it gets all the smells. Or you can just use the tail meats, right? Tail meat, it'll break off the tail with the shell and meat. Use that. That adds another complex nature to the crawfish, right? Or the sin. But you gotta be like either a crawfish farm or something, because you're not gonna go out there and catch a bunch, throw that food away when you could eat it. And it's another option though. It is an option and something to do if you want to try it. That's an idea. I thought about. I posted about it. People were like, "Have you tried this?" I said, "Not yet," but it's an idea that I've gathered from talking with people, asking questions, and it's something that I would 100% try. But I just don't have the spots to do it. It's just one of those things where my brain's always pondering, always thinking, always doing something. That it's one of those ideas that I came across. Because why not? If most people just use, I'm lazy, I'm going to throw some crawfish oil down. The cheapest obviously is the fish oil, right? They're just going to buy fish oil and throw it down. The thing with that, a lot of raccoon trappers don't use just plain crawfish oil or fish oil. They mix it with literally shellfish oil, and that enhances the catching ability, right? So is that. So that's where I came to the conclusion. If you mix it with other stuff like glands, which bobcat trap, predator trap, and there's things called like Dunlop's Hot Shot. It has a gland in it and it has a urine. It's a gland and urine mix. But what if you mixed a trailing scent like fish oil, crawfish oil, salmon oil with glands, and then put like another smell to it like mint, vanilla, honey, or anise, and spiked it that way into a more deeper smelling opportunity to catch something. It gives another complex smell that they don't smell. So if you're in the area where other trappers have caught them before and went in there like, oh, I had a trap in here, they didn't, now I have more. You want to go in there with a different strategy than that trapper did. That trapper, the first trapper, probably went in there, used the basic stuff, conibears, leg holds, castor, and maybe some fish oil for raccoons and some, marshmallows, just basic stuff, right? Cat food. So you want to get more complex. You want to go more complex for the ones that are left over, whatever they are, to fool them into the trap. Because they already went by, if they didn't die and went by, they already smelled that. They know, okay, danger. Or if that trapper messed up and missed the animal, they know that smell with danger. So you want to make a different concoction where they don't know that smell. And it gets their attention. That makes sense. And the glands cause a reaction, right? With castor, it causes they get mad and go up there, right? You want something. Glands usually have an attraction to every animal, so it offers a different complex smell that may fool that wary or wise animal into the trap. The otter will eat crayfish, clams, small fish, and other type of food. So yeah, so they make a clam essence oil. They make a trout oil. They make which trout oil is expensive, like 8 ounces, like $6. They make sardine oil, right? So you mix the fish oil, real fish oil, geez dog, fish oil with like a clam oil, or maybe a clam oil, crawfish oil with like a 3-2-1 mix, or 3 parts fish oil, 2 parts clam oil, or 1 part crawfish oil. Or you can do a 4-2-1 with the least amount being like a salmon oil, or it's like a salmon cure, right? You have a 3-2-1 mix. 3 parts this, 2 parts that, 1 part that. And you can make a complex level of a trailing scent. Same thing with the smells, right? So there's that. That's kind of where I get the idea of that, kind of. Get what I'm saying? It has a complexure to it, complex that attracts them. So clams, like I said, there's a clam oil you can mix in there with the crawfish oil. Then you don't have to really add like mint, but if you want to, like mint and castor is like a universal across the board attractor. Castor will work for just about anything, and mint will attract just about anything, with the exception of some things it will scare off, right? Which are usually not stuff you trap, if that makes sense. Besides like mice, and some animals don't like the mint. Some people use it as a deterrent, but predators and bobcats, raccoons, coyotes, stuff like that, they aren't scared of the starting to work tomorrow at 10 apparently, because of potential snow. But they aren't scared of the mint, so you don't have to worry about it being a deterrent necessarily. Although in the back of my mind, that is kind of a worry, because I always hear about that. But I don't think it's a deterrent to otter. I don't think it's a deterrent to bobcat. Otherwise, it wouldn't be in trailing sense. So those are the 2 universal attractors for me: castor and mint. We'll catch just about anything. We put castor and mint together, it'll catch anything. Skunk is a universal attractor too. It's one of the most powerful glands out there. It'll catch otter's attention. It'll catch just about anything's attention, right? Heck, when you go down the road and you smell that, you're like, holy Jesus. So it hits you, right? It'll catch just about anything. So skunk, beaver castor, and mint probably just catch about anything you want to catch. But you got to remember, if you're going for otter, you don't want to necessarily put the castor there, because then you're just going to have the otters or beavers clogging up your sets, if that makes sense. A lot of information just thrown at you and the guys watching. The guys are watching when this video is posted, but that's something that I've been pondering the idea of, right? I like mint in my castor beaver lures out here because, in my opinion, hey Judith and Dan, how are you guys doing? In my opinion, like I said on the last video, the population out here for me in my area is probably possum number 1, the most out of like those possum, skunk, and raccoon. Possum number 1, raccoon. Some areas will be number 2, and some areas skunk will be number 2 in the population. And the last one will either be skunk or raccoon. But a lot of times there's less skunk than there is raccoons, and there's a ton of possums. And when you think about it, possums weren't out here, right? They're invasive to Oregon. They weren't supposed to be here. They're like Nutria in the South, right? They just came and they just kind of took over. Now, there's not that many possums, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot more than other animals. I think if you put a raccoon trap out, you're going to catch 2 or 3 possums, or 4, maybe 5 possums to every 1 raccoon out here. Fleshed and hooped, 14 beaver today. My hands are sore. Yeah? I know the feeling. I don't know that feeling from doing that, but with my landscaping job, I have carpal tunnel in my hands, so when I'm sitting there with the pruners all day, pruning, one cut here, cut there, moving all over, my hands start hurting. So I know the feeling for sure. Yeah, that's a lot of beaver, man. You guys catch so many down there? See, one of my things with my trap line that I work with is with my dad, right, and brother. So my dad drives, right? Because I don't personally drive a lot, right? But my dad drives, and since I'm a license, my dad has a license, right? And we're on private property. Technically, my dad can touch the stuff, right? But he checks it or I check it, right? We switch off, and yeah. So like, if I had my car, I'll be out Forest Grove, out that way, over there, all over the place, right? But I have to go to the line they want to go to because that's my only chance right now to go trapping. So right now, in my opinion, if I had my way, I'll be talking to farmers. I'd be like, hey, you need raccoon removed. Hey, you need beaver removed. Hey, you need this removed. You need that removed. And I'll be going and doing it. I'll be all like a wild banshee going all over the place doing stuff, right? But with the restrictions I have right now with how where I can go, I'm stuck with this creek that we haven't really caught a lot in, but the farmer wants them gone. So, and problem is there's a huge feeder creek. So we're still here, still trapping them, 30 in a row. Only 3 beavers in this year, but that's, it has a huge creek that goes all the way up a long ways that they have to go over that berm and they go up there and there's 6 houses down there. There's tons of living quarters just below where we're trapping. And that feeder creek has a lot of beaver in it. I mean, a lot. So it's really endless feeder pit. So they just keep coming. It's a matter of getting enough water for them to move up and them smelling that fresh water and going up, right? That's the matter. That's the problem right now. We have summertime lows. Yes, that's right. Got to bounce around. Hold on. I got to read the other one first. Some of your trappers will put down at least 3 different types of scent lure for some of their traps. Yeah? Yeah. Sometimes they'll put down a food lure and a castor lure. Different smells, right? You'll see me do that sometimes on video. Got to bounce around. The property will go still. Yeah. See, with this, is a small stretch, right? And we're at like top of the stretch. And if we go too far down, we have to go through the forest. We have to go into stuff, right, that we don't necessarily have access to, right? So we're stuck in this little section. But it hasn't stopped them from coming. For me, in my opinion, I would have to leave some traps there, a couple traps, like 2 or 3 in there, and go trap the main creek up here, or go down like 15, 20 minutes away, go trap down there, further in the creek. I'll be trapping all over different properties. I'll be going catching as many animals as I can, maxing out as much stuff as I can do, right? And I don't have a freezer, so I skin everything and I tack everything out, right? So my brother has a freezer, but I'll be really busy and I'd want to do it all the time. So I'd have to take time off work. But yeah, I would be going ape shit, pardon the French, crazy. And trapping everywhere. And in fact, where I trap right now, you go out the exit road, right, and go up the road a little, just across the street and down into the field. We trapped across that road and into the field when I was learning to trap. So I'm pretty much a minute drive from the farm field that I learned to trap on, but just a different way and different section because it kind of S's through, and it kind of goes up. So it goes like this, down, up, and then S's through, and up here is where they go over the bank, a berm, up into the swamp, and then up to here is where we have a trap. So there's a big shallow area here, like lake-like, where they have a bunch of houses. So they can move up into the creek, go up into the houses, live there, and then if they wander up, they get caught. Then they can go up above that spot, and it's just kind of going where the farm field kind of goes down and collects the water, but it doesn't go very far further than that. So it's kind of how it works. We have 5 counties to trap. Lucky, yeah. Our counties, this county is pretty big. Believe it or not, Multnomah County, which is Portland, Oregon, is one of the smallest counties in the whole state. But they have like 600,000 people there, right? And that's why the whole Oregon is, and the state, right, is very liberal, because Portland makes up like 70% of the votes. So, but once you get outside Portland and then the highway that goes down towards California, once you get away from that and outside the main cities along there, you have maybe 3,000-4,000 people, but they're all farm fields, right? So the farm, like you would have maybe 4,000 or 5,000 people in 1/8 of the state, eighth side of the state, the counties down south, and they're huge, but it's not the population. So it's kind of, yeah. So the counties aren't very big. They're big. This one's big. One next door is small. The one over there is small. Like down, and it's just kind of, they're a longer drive. That's what I'm trying to say. But you got to be careful around here because some people are like, oh yeah, you can hunt, but you can't trap. Some people say you can trap, but you can't hunt. But I'm working on getting my license. When I get my license, goodbye to this little property. I'm trapping here and I'm going all over the place. I'm going to trap. Because I have a lot of connections still with people when I learned to trap. And the guy that I learned to trap with has access to a ton of properties around here. In fact, the high school I went to, before the high school, he trapped on that property. So, like, there's a lot of properties around here that he trapped on. And he's like the owner of a decoy company, so he has access to a ton of friends and stuff. So I have a lot of, like, access to a lot of properties. It's just a matter of doing it, right? Time. Time's a big problem right now. So between the two licenses, the two people checking the stuff with both licenses on there, right? So we're going to put both tags so we can check them. So technically, we're both on the trap. What am I trying to say? We don't have a lot of time. With me working 10 hours days, have just usually Saturday, Sunday, Monday off, and then my brother being like in charge of a bunch of banks around here, have him go and sit in the bank, and then go to another bank, sit in the bank. So he's always traveling. We don't have a lot of time to go all over. But I want to like tell my boss, like, hey, can I take a month off and just go, go on unemployment or whatever, just go trap like crazy. Which he was willing to do that, but I take a fraction of my pay is gone. So that's, But if that fraction of pay is gone, I could turn around and be like, hey, I could turn around and go charge people to trap, and I could make that money back in no time. There's a lot of trappers out there. Hold on. Back. There's a lot of trappers out there. I don't know how I got that one to stay up. There's a lot of trappers out there. They will trap the animals and they'll skin it, and then they will tend to hide. No, don't hide, chat. They'll skin it, and then they will tend the hide, and then they get topped off about. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like for me, a lot of my furs I keep for myself, right? I don't sell a lot of them. I caught a lot of nutria last year. Had a guy buy them right off me. Nutria, and I threw in a rat, right? Because I had so much just extras, right? Threw in a rat, and he tanned them himself. I gave me like $30 for one nutria, right? And I was like, okay, cool. I gave him, and then a lot more than what a lot of people are getting for him, green, right? But dried. So I threw an extra rat. Just, hey man, thanks for buying. Here's an extra rat, right? So I appreciated that, but I only sold one, and that's really good for last year's prices. That they were like making $3 for what I had, and he charged me offered me $25. So I'm okay with that. I put my pelts on eBay sometimes. Like my muskrat, it would never sell, but I put it on there for like $40. Just, I don't want to sell it, but if someone offers me $40, I'm not going to turn it down, right? So it's more of, it's out there. You decide to buy it. Okay, cool. I'll send it to you. But I really like looking at it. I like them because then my muskrat are round and some of my nutria are round. And man, they have some nice coloration when they come out, and when they're round like that, they look really good, like a mini beaver. But like you can really get a good look at when it's opened up, the lines down the back, the color down the back, and then like the molted like fur, and then like the underbelly, and it just looks really cool looking. Oops, that was a mistake. Come on, turn around. I have 4 frozen to send to a taxidermist as soon as I figure out how to send them frozen. Yeah, find a local taxidermist. But here's the thing I'll tell you about taxidermists. We have taxidermists who've done fish, taxidermists that have done a bunch of elk and deer and mink and otter. Just spend good money, right? If you don't spend good money on it, it's gonna come back and you're gonna look at it like it looks like a botched job, right? Spend top dollar, you gotta get top quality stuff, right? And when you do it one time, you only get one of those animals, so you're gonna be glad you spend the money on it because that's there forever. Right? I see a lot of people spend money that they can afford, or they just they don't save up for it. but it's worth saving up. Like the quality is so different, right? It's worth it. Oh, okay. So you're not getting them like made. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, but if anybody ever catches like a big fish or something, wants to get made by taxidermists, spend the extra money on it. Like if you have to spend the extra money on going on vacation or whatever, take a little money out of savings, put it in the mount, because you're gonna have it for 30, 40, 50 years. Long after you're gone, it's gonna be there, right? And it's worth looking at that thing and be like, man, that thing looks real. Versus looking at it and be like, I don't know, man. That thing just doesn't. It's there. You know, it looks like an animal, but it doesn't look alive, if you will. It's definitely worth spending extra money. But you know, that also goes to if you're on a fixed income or you're on a tight budget, it's better off just taking a picture, getting it tanned, and not worrying about the getting the mount done. You know what I mean? Or you can get it done, but you're gonna in the future gonna be like, dang, I regret getting that thing done the way it's done. Come on, why is it disappearing? I send what pelts I want tanned to Moyle. Best I've found for tan goods. All my pelts go to Moyle. I will not send them anywhere else. In fact, I have all my pelts except for the beaver, all the muskrat, all the nutria still in the garage from last year. This year when we send them in, I'm going to send in all the nutria, right? So I just partially get them done. Then I'm going to send in all the rats when I get a little extra money, right? Because otherwise I'm looking at $500 roughly for 30 animals, and it's expensive, man. It's expensive. But there's going to be a point where there's going to be a point where I talk them out. I'm going to start selling them because tanning's expensive. Even when you do bulk, it's really expensive. Spending a lot of money. Moyle tan the nutria we had in the giveaway. That's awesome. Yeah. I can't do that. I was going to go get the nutria that was round tanned, but if I get up, I'll just say it. I don't have any pants on. So I don't want to get up and have you guys see me walk away in my underwear. Does that make sense? So I'm not getting up. That would not be very good. That would not be very pleasant. So I just got out of the shower. So I'm not doing that. I thought to myself, I might get up and regret that, but I'm not getting up. Does that make sense? But yeah, so I was going to show you guys. I'll do a video on it, I think, on some of the round ones that I like. And I've only seen a few other people do it, but a few years ago, the round pelts, round muskrat, were getting like $4 or $5 when the regular ones were getting like $2 to $3. So there's a certain market there where they're getting a little bit more for the round ones. But that was a year after I got them already tanned round, and I just kept them. But I was like, well, if I knew, I would have sent them in. So yeah, it's one of those things where shoulda, woulda, coulda. You know what I mean? You would end up regretting it, but yeah, tanning though, it's expensive. Especially when I put my fur up, I really don't I put it up so for me, right? If I was gonna put up for somebody else, I would have to go all the extra details, taking all the extra stuff off, cutting the windows, cutting all that extra stuff. What I do, I just skin it and leave all the fur on there I want and just be done, right? It's not to the professional standard. It's just because I want as much fur on the pelt as I can. So I don't really when you see me do it, I just do it the way I want to do it. Which we still had muskrat. Nutria took over. Yeah, geez. Yeah, Nutria, man. They're from South America. They're not supposed to be here, and that's terrible. And where you're at, they probably, I don't know when they got to your state, but my guess would be they went from Louisiana, expanded to where you're at, and it started to expand out that way. But up here, I don't know how they got here. I think they were planted here or something. But yeah, one guy said 50 years ago, 60 years ago, I remember not seeing them at all. They weren't here. Now I have dumb thoughts. I think maybe that was Possum. Yeah, you said possum. You didn't see them here, right? They weren't here. And all of a sudden they start showing up in the 70s, right? And now they're so populated, you can't get rid of them. You can kill all the ones you want. They're not going to go away. It's pretty bad to possum. But I got sidetracked. Escape from fur farms. Really? Fur farm? They farmed nutria? Like, I don't see a lot of value in that, but maybe, it's interesting though. I don't see a lot of value in like the pellet itself, but I saw some nutria jackets for like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on eBay. I was like, vintage jackets and like new nutria jackets for like $6,000, $7,000. I'm like, holy Jesus. So there's still people out there buying them, but man, wish we got good prices still. Best thing is to do some research on tanning your own pelts. That way, that's the way to do it. Yeah, I've thought about it, but like, I don't want to sit there and scrub the pelts, because then it ends up, I don't want to put that extra work in. I'd rather pay somebody and do it right than ruin the pelt. That makes sense. Hey, Moxie, you're the good girl. You're the good girl. It's hard to get good, clean nutria pelts. They fight a lot. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. The nutria. Although out here, I don't see a lot of damage on them, surprisingly. There's some stuff, like, there's some things I've noticed over the years, like, one of them had, like, a hole in their foot, like a little, looked like 22 hole, but I don't know if it was you or somebody else, but they mentioned it or it might have been on Facebook, but they mentioned it could have been, like, a cyst that popped, and then it, like, had, like, someone took a 22 and stuck it in the clay and then pulled it out, just had an indent like that, right in the foot. So, there's some things, though, and then not a lot of bites in the nutria, but lots and lots of bites in the beaver. Lots of bites last few years, and yeah, I haven't seen any bites on the beaver here. Actually, we saw one beaver so far that they had bites this year, which is interesting because last couple of years there's been multiple bites, and last year we got 11, right? That would be 11. So there's we left one in there. This year we caught 3. So we're hoping there's more. Lots of bites equal overpopulation. Yes, for sure. Yeah. Because when they bit, they just grab on and claw over them. But I took a picture of the bites on the pelts and say, a lot of people say these are friendly, lovely animals, right? They're so friendly. Why would they bite into I take a picture, right, and say, why would they bite into one another, clean through the skin into the flesh, right? They're not friendly. They bite each other. They literally bite down to the meat. So I kind of turn that into like, they're not as friendly and cute as you think they are. But some people like it, some people don't. Some people agree, some people don't. Although on my Facebook, Anthony Rubio Outdoor Fishing, that's the first page I started before everything else, so it's fishing instead of outdoors. Tried to change it, won't let me change it. Just reached 24,000 followers with 0 ads. I've never ran an ad on that page, and I have 24,000 followers because one of my videos went mega viral with like 4 or 5 million views, and people just started flowing in on it, following. If you catch a traveling beaver in another colony territory, they will kill it in the trap. Bites all over. Yeah, that's right. I try to explain this stuff to like people that don't necessarily agree with trapping, but they're not. You can go to the let me put it this way: seals, right? Sea lions. Oh, they look all pretty and stuff. But there's a video going around where the girl's sitting on the dock like this, and they get snatched right in the water by them. They're not nice. They're very mean. They may look cute. Looks are deceiving. Otter, beaver, they look cute, but they will charge you. They're not friendly. They're not nice. They're an animal. They're not meant to be like cuddled and, coddled and, oh, they're so pretty, let me, no. They are not nice. Even in the wild, they will chase you and attack you. They're not friendly little cuddly bears, teddy bears like you think they are. People don't realize that. But did you see the thing in, what is it? Meat Eater got leaked a letter that said that like there's a company that's trying to like outlaw beaver trap across the entire United States. Like he got a leaked letter, and they're trying to get right to Biden's desk to do an executive order, use an executive order to ban all beaver trapping. I was like, what the heck, man? That's crazy. Those antis really try to push hard. Not good. Not good. Although, like anything, they try to change the laws here all the time. And we're in Oregon, right? You'd think they'd change. They'd be, antis will get right on and pass it. But they don't pass it here. We have pretty lenient laws within reason. So I'm kind of happy with the laws we have here. They used to be different, but it is what it is. That is when I trap antis in the 330s. Yeah. Have you ever seen the what is it? The Belial like seal trap that's like 20 by 24. That's like huge. Like one of the kinds like in the Tom Parr Trap Museum. That thing's huge. They posted in Trapper Jay's Facebook page and they said, well, here's how to catch a crackhead. And I was thinking, well, that's how you catch an anti. Yeah. Crazy. Although, I was looking at trap parts because I was made a post about how to fix bridge or body grip triggers by putting a Belial trigger on there. People are like, where do you get them? So I was, doing some research on trap parts. Apparently, if you go to Dan Beaver Supply in Canada, you can get replacement Belial triggers, you can get replacement Belial dogs, you can get replacement everything for Belials, every single part on the trap. You can get every single part on Dukes, you can get every single part on all the different traps. And you gotta remember it's in Canadian, right? So there's a good exchange right now, so pretty decent prices. But Dan Beaver Supply has all the parts for all the different traps, right? From dogs to even the safeties on the Belials you can buy. You can buy just the safeties on the Belials and put them on whatever trap you want. Just the safeties alone you can buy, which is kind of interesting. A lot of people like the safeties. But at Dan Beaver Supply, you can pretty much buy whatever you want of the parts of the traps. Any type of wild animal are not friendly. It comes down to survival of the wild animals. Exactly. That's right. Wild animals, they kill to survive, right? They will kill something to survive if they have to. So yeah. They're not what people think they are. They're not. These people in the city sit around and be like, oh, well, they've got to protect these beautiful little friendly animals. And I'm like, that's easy to say when you're sitting in the building, right? You're sitting in a building all day in an office like, oh, doing stuff. You never go out and see these animals in the wild attacking each other, the damage they do. It's like they live in their fairy tale land, but like they don't see the real world. Like if shit hit the fan, they're the ones that's going to die. The infections in the city are going to kill everybody. People that go survive in the country are going to be the ones that survive everything, right? But this is crazy. I don't know. Without getting like too political, like it just, I don't know. I don't like the fact that I don't know. The old saying is, someone doesn't know about it, take them out there and show them, right? Show them what it's like. Show them how it's done. Educate them. First, hands-on, right? I worry about if you do that with people today, they'll be like, oh, I'm going to use this against them. Now I know how they really do it. I know what it's really like. Let me go turn this and twist it into something that will work against them, right? So you're fueling the fire in their own twisted mind. So you're not really able to educate these people. That scares me a bit with the way people think. Now you can't just take them out and be like, hey, this is what we do. This is the most humane way we do it. We try to do it ethically. They think, oh, this is so mean. This is not ethical at all. Like their brain just doesn't stop in negativity and how to screw people over. They stopped chopping California. Now Nutria are tearing up the canals and they pay sharpshooters to spotlight them. Yeah, I know. Like, it's crazy, man. Oh, gosh. That scares me a bit because usually if Washington State does something, Oregon does it. If California does it, Oregon does it, right? We kind of feed off each other. And it scares me a bit because there's always that potential that they're going to follow suit. Especially Washington. Like, Washington will do something, Oregon will do it. Oregon does something, Washington will do it, right? They feed off each other. What scares me a bit, like I said, because... yeah, so let's hope they don't California, they're their own. I don't know, even know what to say about that. But yeah, I just hope that Oregon doesn't fall suit. So, and I just hope, I don't know. It scares me a bit. You know, it always scares me when someone catches wind or something like that. I'm like, you know, they did it here. Now we can do it. I would never stop chopping. It is a lot of my meat supply. See, same here. Like, if they ban it here, I'm going to go out and get damage control permits. I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to get the licenses and do it anyway. So, pardon the French, but screw them, right? Screw them. You're going to take it away from me? I'm going to find a way to do it anyways. I'll go through the loopholes, whatever it takes to go do it. Because I enjoy it. I enjoy it, and, you know, it gets me outdoors and keeps me out of trouble. And there's problem animals that have to be taken care of, so. Tilly, get off there. Tilly, get down, dog. Hey, girls. So, yeah, like, I'll do it anyways. I'll find a way. I'll find a way. That's one thing I think, though. Like, they'll try to take it away from you, but the smart trappers will find a way to do it anyways. And what I mean by that is I'll find a way to do it legally. No license needed here. I'm on the USDA referral list. That's nice. Here, like, you try to trap something, they send a government trapper out there. Like, I don't even think we can get on the USDA list to do that stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't think we can. I've never really looked into it, but I know we've trapped after government trappers up behind the airport here. We've trapped after government trappers, and we still caught them right where they trapped, right? We went in there, we found stuff that they left, and we know because the guy said, oh, yeah, I called a government trapper to come take care of this stuff, and we went in there, still smashed the beaver behind them. They didn't get them all. But, yeah, so I think they do government trapping around here. I have worked with the government trappers, yeah. The government trappers, I feel like, are like their own they have their own way of doing things, you know what I mean? Like, they have like rules. They have their own ways. They go in there, try to like go all incognito, try to be all stealthy, and I'm like, it doesn't always work, you know. So if they're going in there stealthy, you got to go in there with like beaver caster lures and conifers and go the opposite direction. Always be different than the people that were there before, because if you go the same way, you're gonna get the same results they did. Obviously, they stopped trapping it because they thought they got them all. So obviously, their results ended. So why would you go in there and do the same thing? They chop the bridges and not the swamps. See, interesting there that do the bridges. Here, this property was a swamp. So like here, I don't think they have really the restrictions. I think they just do whatever they're called to do. But yeah, that would be fun to get on the USDA list. That would be really fun. Get down, dog. Get down. Get down. Get down. I know you're trying to get on the couch. Get down. Get on, you stinker. Yeah, that'll be kind of cool to get on the USDA list, though. Hey, girl. You're a good girl. Who's a good girl? You're a good girl. That is where I turn in the tails for bounty. Oh, nice. That's sweet. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we don't have any real... I don't think we have bounties around here. The only thing I can think of is when you like kill a squirrel and you send it into like neps or something, the tails. I don't think there's really any real deal like real deal bounties like that. You know, the MEPS is nationwide though. That's kind of one of those things. There's some places down south they're like they have tail and Nutria, they have bounties and Nutria tails, and I'm like, that'd be nice, but I don't think so. Hey girls. You know, oh my gosh. What are you doing, mama? Huh, girl? Oh, good mama. Oh, good girl. Who's a good mama? Who's a good mama? You're a good mama. You're a good girl. Mwah. You're needy, aren't you? You're a needy girl. You're a good needy girl. It comes down to we got to have healthy balance in the wildlife. Yeah, so that's a good point. You have to get down to like the balance of wildlife and keeping diseases out, right? $12.50 a tail. Orlando's giving me the checks. It's a sweet deal. Dang, that's nice. Yeah, you have it a lot better than we do when it comes to that stuff. All my trapping we just go in there and do it for the fun of it and keep like the pelts. When we sell a beaver pelt, we usually charge like $100 and whatever, $100 a pelt, tanned. There you go. But and even that could go up because we were doing that 3 or 4 years ago before like the pandemic and all the prices went up. We really could be charged like $200, $250, right? But we don't. We could really bump the prices up. I mentioned it, but like to my family that was selling them, but I was like, they don't want to do that. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I know one of the guys that wanted one locally. They're like, oh, how much are they? I said, I'll give you one for $100. The little lake where I took 8 beaver, and an otter paid $500. Really? That's pretty good. Is that the otter pelt, or is that like what they charge? They paid you to go in there and catch the otter. Pretty good. That's where like when it comes down to like doing jobs, I'm always like, man, I would like to go take care of the raccoon, go take care of all this stuff. Charging trap set fee, then charge a fee per animal, right? So that way I get the money if I trap there, right? I get the money anyways. I get paid when I set. I get paid per animal, right? Or I can do just a general 3-day fee. But then I think people get mad because then you charge this, and if you don't catch them, then they get upset, right? Doctors and lawyers pay good money. Yeah. Doctors and lawyers pay really good money. I mean, think about it. They're stuffing their pockets with money all day long, so they're making good money. So they can pay good. Yeah, out here it's interesting. Hopefully, it looks like it's going to get some rain. Hopefully we get some rain, bring that creek up. Then hopefully beaver move up, right? From trapping. We're supposed to get like up to 1 inch of snow tomorrow in the morning. Potentially, right? There's a 50% chance, and they're saying up to 1 inch. Which for us, 1 inch, dust and snow, people freak out. Because then it gets like slushy, people slide, and they don't know how to drive. But yeah, supposed to get up to 1 inch, maybe. Ow, that hurt. Yeah, up to 1 inch, but where we get it, I don't know. We're supposed to at work have a pruning class tomorrow, indoors and out towards Portland, and then the next day we're supposed to go out and work in the field, right? And pruning classes, like on the property. But since we're supposed to get this bad weather, they moved it around, and it's just becoming a pain. So now we're probably gonna have to go out there, pick up debris, a lot of hard work. Whereas it could have been easy. Could have been an easy job. Easy couple days. Then we also have a big sportsman show Wednesday through Saturday or Sunday. I mean Wednesday through Sunday. So going to that. Hopefully, if I can find a ride. That's going to be a big old event. Doctors and what's making here the 2-year-olds are scattering all over. Now that I have 40 beaver boarded and hooped, is it time to set again? It is time to set in, yeah. I'm looking forward to your videos. The person that turned me on to your videos, believe it or not, I was watching all the videos, right? My dad was watching videos. My dad was like, go check out Judah and Dan. They're catching a lot of beaver. So 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I tuned into your channel. I was like, man, I like these people. So I subscribed. That was before I had like my name as the outdoor channel was just Anthony Rubio, right? But I subscribed and then I started watching your videos. I'm like, this is good stuff. And then I went from that. If I found a beaver trap video, I pretty much subscribed to that channel. So I'm subscribed to a ton of channels. That's before I really, had a channel. So a lot of the people don't even realize that I have a channel now. But I already followed them, so I'm not going to unfollow and follow again. But, yeah. Oh, well. There's a lot of trap videos, though, out there. A lot of trappers. There's a lot of trappers now that don't even upload, and I still follow them. What is your plan for the upcoming sets? Are you going to do more leg holds, or are you going to do more conibear stuff? First video was Trapper Dan's Wild Adventures. Interesting. Trapper Dan's Wild Adventure. Was that one of yours? I mean, it sounds familiar, but vaguely. I don't know if I don't know, it's vaguely, like I vaguely remember it. Remember something with something like that. Something like that. Vaguely. It's like vaguely. But and there was also a point where like I'd go on a channel and watch from the latest video and just go all the way back to the first video they uploaded. Just watch one after another, after another, after another when I wasn't working. Just spend all day watching them and studying and learning, and I'll never stop learning. Just constantly reading, and do that with fishing channels. Do it with everything, right? I literally do it with everything. If I find something interesting, I'll just watch all the videos on that subject. Let's say I could go beaver trapping. I'll watch all the videos I can find on until I start finding this random garbage that's uploaded. Hey, Arkansas Trapper, how are you? This moderated you, Arkansas Trappers made you a moderator. That's good. I don't know if it's really going to do anything, but if I start getting spammers in here, maybe you guys can take care of them. Corey, where you at? I'll make you a moderator if you want. Let's see, can manage blocked words and change chat modes and live, and also capable of standard moderator. Interview and remove chat members. All right. There we go. Hopefully that. Corey is now a standard moderator for your channel. Good deal. You guys are all moderators, so you don't have to come in here, but, you know, hang out, chat, help out when you want. It's okay, man. You know what? I gave you, you don't have to moderate. I think what you do is, like, if someone comes in and, like, posts a spam link, you just click on the name and time them out. I had to learn, too. I'll have to watch that when I get a chance. Yeah, you just, like, click on the person's name and click at something like silence or stuff like that. Drew and Dan could help you if you don't know. I thought it was good to see you live. I thought I'd stop by. Well, I appreciate it, man. I was just saying, there's a lot of channels that I followed before I actually had like YouTube videos out, right? So a lot of the trappers that I follow don't even know that I have a channel. Like I followed them when my name was just my name. It wasn't like outdoors or anything. It wasn't uploading. So a lot of people don't even know that I follow them, right? And with work now, I don't have a lot of time to watch videos. But it's a matter of just trying to watch stuff best I can. Hey, y'all, how's it going? Saw you were live. Hey, appreciate it. Bushcraft with the Preacher. How you doing? The news said we might get snow down to the beach. Depends on how the freezing levels go. Yeah, we're supposed to get to 500 feet. Trapping Dan Adventures. Didn't Miss Judith feel left out? This is kind of funny. Yeah, I love the fact that you like bring your wife along. Your wife would hang out and do stuff. It's great because you know, if I was your wife, I wouldn't want to just sit at home all day. You know what I mean? I would like to go see what you're doing, you know. I don't know, like you like hanging out. That is my opinion. I'm curious about stuff. Hey, you go and do this. Can I come? I want to see what it's like, you know. Flesh and hoop. Yeah, so yeah, one of the first channels I was watching, you know, that was suggested to me by my dad was Judith and Dan. Then it was like 330 Maniac, and there's Coon Creek, and there's Tom Florin. He's not even trapping anymore. Florin trapping videos were great. Oh gosh, there's anybody that uploaded beaver videos I watched. And people that like didn't even have like anything. And I started watching like 10 years ago, so it was just someone uploaded. Okay, cool. I was just searching because I didn't have an account even at that point too. I was just following people and would search all day long. Spent years just studying, just watching videos and pick up the details. Judith loves to go, even set up a chair at the small lake for her to watch. Yeah, get Judith a fishing rod. Try to catch some catfish or something. If it's warm enough. A little fish. I mean, if she likes that, have something to do while she sits there. Yes, those hog rings can get once. Hold on. Those hog rings can get you. Once you figure out the technique, you don't have to hit yourself as much. It has been a while since I got my hand. Yeah. I think you're talking to Judith and Dan, but makes sense. So on matter of getting caught, right? Getting hand caught. Last year, I caught myself in a Salvador 220 across the knuckles. 120 Belial across the fingertips. It didn't feel good, man. My hand, I feel like my hand still hurts from it, but it doesn't. It's just carpal tunnel. But man, not fun. I was messing with the 220 in the garage, and then I caught it and got set off on me, right? But the 120, I put it in there, and then I was adjusting it slowly. I think I branched it, and then it snapped right on my hands. And as I took the safety off and went and moved it a little bit, just a little bit, and boom, it fired and caught me. Like, I should have took the safety off before moving it a little bit. I should have left it on and moved it. But what I was trying to do is take the safety off, because the safety's big, and tuck it up in there a bit, so it's more hidden instead of standing out, and I got caught. That one, it hurt, man. It hurt so bad. It hurt so bad. My brother's like, oh well, you got caught twice. I'm not caught. I'm like, you wait till the day you get caught in a 330. You won't be saying you haven't been caught anymore. Like, he won't be saying that anymore. We have a vacation trapping damage control job where the town owner puts us on up in a cabin, 200 Lake. Can't wait. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. Man, that's fun. That sounds fun. Every single trapper out there has their own technique on trapping. That's why I like watching trappers' videos. Yeah, that's true, Corey. It definitely, everyone does it a little different. I take a lot of pride on, like, when I first go in and set for the first couple weeks, I take a lot of pride on blending my stuff, right? After that, when I think the numbers are dwindled down, I just kind of put the trap there. Don't worry about covering stuff and blending it as much. When I have the most prime chance, I will blend like nobody's business. I will blend till it looks really good. And I won't stop. I'll blend everything. It has to be blended really well for me. I take a lot of pride in blending. But like now, when like most of the beaver are out of there and the high traps where they have to go past 6 traps to get to that trap, that top, and I don't blend it really. I don't blend it much because up above there's really nowhere for them to be. They would have to come up before the traps, so they'll be up there and then come down and get caught. So a lot of that stuff I don't worry about too much. But I take a lot of pride in blending. That'll be fun getaway, Dan. Yeah, but blending, I take a lot of pride in that, but that's because, I don't know, it's just, I feel like that's part of trapping, though, like blending your stuff. Arkansas Trapper Dude says, I found a pair of knock pliers for my elbows in. Use them for it. That helps. Good. Yeah. That's right, Corey. Arkansas Trapper says, if I ever quit learning, then gets boring and I won't trap more. Exactly. My opinion about learning, if you stop learning, let's put it this way. The second you stop learning is the second you fall behind in everybody else. Here you are, the second you stop learning, everything else just prolongs, right? This goes further and further and further and further and further and further, and you're stuck here. You're stuck and you stop learning. If you keep learning, everything you learn and move on with everything else, right? So always keep learning. Always watch videos. Always study. You think you know everything? The second you think you know everything is the second you know nothing. Because I guarantee you, the second you think you know everything, there's somebody out there, right? They could be looking at you in the eye from right around the corner, and they'd be like, they may know something you don't. So you never will know everything. You just gotta keep studying and keep studying, right? I got a lot of crap in the fishing community because they always think, I'm cocky, I'm full of myself. Well, it's just what I learn, what I see, and I try to help them with what I know. Like, I just try to help people. I'm naturally helpful. And it's kind of bite me in the butt because a lot of people are like, you're rude, you're trying to tell me what to do. I'm like, I'm just trying to help. They're like, then they mock me and it just turns into a big fiasco. Are you still liking the rings now that you have used them some more? Are you talking to me? The hoops, not rings. Okay, so you're talking Arkansas Trapper, all right. Or are you talking to Drew the Dan? Yeah, that's hoops. I've always got curious about the hoops, but I'm like, it's a whole another aspect that will take time to learn. And I don't, maybe in the future when I have my own place, but right now with the limited space we have, I don't want to mess with that too much. I know a lot of people are like, hey, don't use a lot of RBGs and stuff because I preach about it on the internet a lot. I talk about it. But I have a few. I'm slowly replacing my other Conibears with RBGs. They're expensive. They're like $30 a pop for the 330s. When you think you know how to trap a digger fox or trap shy beaver, you will be it'll humble you. Exactly. I'll be switching over to all hoops. That's awesome. You should do a video on how to hoop the beaver, right? It doesn't matter if that video is an hour long. You know, in my opinion, it doesn't, right? Depending on how much you want to edit, you don't have to edit as much. Like, I don't really edit much. I just kind of splice stuff together. But do a video on how you, like, connect. Because I'm curious how, like, the hooks go in there to the loop. And besides, like, going in the fur, like, that, I don't understand that stuff. I've never really studied that because I've never had to do it. But what I do study is, like, the traps, the trapping method, how to catch otter in different areas. Like, I feel like I'm not an expert, but I feel like I can go to the Ozarks in some spots from the videos I've watched and catch a few. Now, I don't have a lot of learning to do, but I feel like I can pick off one or two otter here and there from watching certain videos, right? Now, am I going to catch be as good as them? No. But I feel like I'm confident enough I could catch one or two. But, you know, I don't feel confident everywhere, but I feel like I know enough that I can figure most places out, right? But it may take me a while, but I can figure it out. I have a video of me doing that Arkansas chopper. Nice. I'll see if I can link. Oh gosh, come on, get out of there. It keeps popping up stuff. Come on, open up. I'll see if I can post a link here. Yeah, if you find the link, post it in the comments, man. You're more than welcome to post comments. If you guys want to go to channels and shout people out in the comments, you can. You know, I'm never going to be like, hey, stop shouting that person out. Stop promoting yourself. Promote whatever you want, right? Within reason, obviously, right? So, just common sense, you know. Promote yourself once or twice. Promote other people in the chat. Talk to other people. Interact, you know. I'll shop, right? Studied that video on how to do it. Oh, look at that. Arkansas Chopper influenced you in the dam. That's kind of cool. It's awesome. Learning from each other. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's weird out there, man. Outside right now, it's getting kind of dark, but it shouldn't be, right? It's not even late, but it's like 3 maybe. But very cloudy. It's getting dark outside, weirdly enough, but it's gonna get stormy and like it's gonna start raining and snowing. It's really gloomy out right now. Hopefully we get a bunch of rain and then the beavers move up. Maybe the beavers will like this weather and start slimming up, but who knows? Got to check traps tomorrow, which I think I'm going to have my brother check them. Wednesday, we don't check them. Thursday, I'm off, so Thursday I might check them. Might pop a video out. I'm feeling decently confident that if we don't catch one within first tomorrow or today, I feel like I'm confident enough that we may pop one off on that video, so I will video it, right? There's a couple checks recently. It's just been summertime low where I don't feel confident enough that we're going to catch something to video it. But at the same time, sometimes I'm videoing just to bring you something. What's it like to walk a trap line? Here you go. You don't always catch something, you know. That's kind of what I try to bring to the channel. If y'all are still on when I get back from dinner, I'll be back on here. All right, sounds good, man. Oh, man, I appreciate it. This YouTube live video stuff is interesting. Like, I have to keep clicking to bring the comments up. I'll show a trap video on hooping. That's awesome. There you go. If you're interested in hooping, there you go. Yeah, so it's an hour. I started at roughly 3 or 2, so it's probably 3 West Coast time, Pacific Standard Time. If that makes sense. Probably right around there. To start after the skinny one and how I get it on the hoop and hang it to dry, I have a video on complete beaver and otter put-ups. Nice. 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 That's awesome. You can post that in the comments if you want. If you guys have a recent video that I uploaded, drop them in the comments. When this video uploads, when I get off and put it on, people can click live comments and they can read the comments so they can click on that stuff. So it's not going to go away if you know what I mean. I don't think, it may go away after a while, but I don't think it goes away, so you can just read live comments. So that stuff will be there. So if you post a video, people later can watch it. Yeah, man, it's very, very cloudy out there. White clouds. Very gloomy out there. It's kind of eerie, like dark. It's getting dark. It's gloomy. Really, no sun penetrating besides daylight. It's gloomy, man. It could be a decent storm coming. It's starting to get windy. So yeah, I don't know. We get some weather, man. They call off work tomorrow. The next day, I'm gonna be checking traps, and I'll be okay with that. Although it will cut into the bills and stuff, so that's gonna suck. Yeah, cutting into bills would suck. Yeah, knowing me, like just watching stuff. Like I think one of the sets out of them, like, ooh, I can put this trap and I can put that trap in there. So I'm just sitting there searching the internet, looking at what I want to put into my car. I put a bunch of stuff in my car. Disappears. I put a bunch of different stuff in my car. Like I'm always looking at what I can spend money on. I hate it because like I have such a hard time saving money. Always want to buy something. Hey, poppers. Hey, girl. What a good girl. Oh, you good girl. Well, the girl's gone. Yeah, I'm always wanting to buy something. Always looking at like RBGs, chain, which I've really got to get the chain and finish setting up my other 330s. But yeah, I kind of want to replace them with RBGs, but it's going to cost more money. Trap is expensive. I will say this. I know some things about trap, but I don't know at all. That's why I wanted to learn more about trap. See, Corey, a lot of people on the internet, in the groups, fishing groups, think, oh, I know everything. Like, I act like I know everything. I just know what I could pass along. I don't know everything. Like, I don't. I want to learn. Why do you think I'm in those groups? To learn, right? Yeah, learning is fun. For me, learning about trapping is fun. School I hated because it's boring. This type of learning is fun. I like it. It's fun. I don't know what the words. It's not boring. It's not something where you're like banging your head on the wall, like get me out of here. Like you're not stuck there. It's not like it's stuck there learning. It's worth it, man. Hey, girl, you're a good girl. Who's a good girl? Corey, are you going to is there a Southern Sportsman Show, Southern Oregon Sportsman Show, or Willamette Valley Sportsman Show, or something like that? I don't know if it passed or it's coming up. I'm going to the Portland one hopefully this week if I can find a ride. Oh, I have my fingers crossed. Hopefully, because I got some tickets from one of the rod dealers there that's hooked me up. So, hoping I can get there. I don't really want to. The CEO sent me some tickets. I'm like, I don't want to have him leave them there at the will call booth and then be like, well, he never showed up. Never doing that again. Like, they've hooked me up the last couple of years, so I don't want to just. I don't want to do that. But, kind of got to use them. But then I have a problem, too. Like, this weekend, I'm going to the bull riding in Salem, and so I don't have time to go to the sports show on the weekends. So I have to go during the week. Yeah, so that's what's going on there. Anyone have any questions about trapping anything? Try to keep this going. Keep talking. Oh, you a good girl. Oh, you a good girl. You a good girl. You a good girl. Oh, you a good girl. Oh, you're a good girl. No, that's my face. It's my face. You're a good girl. Oh, you're a good girl. Who's a good girl? Trapping has lessons to teach every time on the line. I have to. Stink dog. It's my ear. I have tried lots of things that didn't work. That is how I found things that work for me. Same, like with a lot of things. Gosh, your nose cover this with saliva and licked it. But trial and error. That's like for me. I'll try one thing. Like I'll set a certain spot in this swamp bag trap. Put trap here. Doesn't work. I won't put it there next year. Like different things, and I want to try these things, but a lot of times the owner, like, I don't want to put that there, so I'm restricted to what I can put there, right? And also restricted to what my dad and brother want me to put there because they're also checking it. They don't want to have to deal with it when I'm at work catching something they have to get out alive. Like they don't want to. It's a lot of working stuff why I don't put like leg holes in that creek or I don't put leg holes on the bank. Lots of things like so. Why I don't put dog proofs there? There's lots of different reasons I do what I do. It is what it is. So, what time is it? Does anybody know? I think it's around 3. West Coast. Oh, why did I hide chat comments? Supper's ready. You guys have a great evening. Have a good one. Dr. Copper, what are you having for dinner? Oh, if you don't catch that, have a good one. So it must be around 3 o'clock. 3:10 maybe? 3:20? So if someone's in there. 5:50 here. Find fried cabbage and sausage. So yeah, it must be 3. Are you on the East Coast time? East Coast? I don't know the time zone in the middle country very well. I don't know, I'm not very familiar with middle country. Central, so yeah, so it's 3:30 here then. All right, because I'm West Coast. Yeah, I don't know, man. We may be getting some weather though. I don't know. Hopefully we get some rain. Something that'll bring that creek up. I know from years past that when we get a lot of rain, they move up, right? They would catch a bunch, catch 3 or 4. We'll go down, catch 2, maybe. Come back up and catch 3 or 4 and catch 2, and then it'll go back down. Then we'll slow down, right? But every time it comes up, it brings a little small batch up or a family up. Then we catch 1 or 2. Then as it's going down, we catch 1 or 2. So hopefully it brings it up. Bunch come up, hopefully it goes down, and then we catch a bunch. So really it's like ocean fish or fishing in the rivers where tide comes up, fish go in. Tide goes down, fish come out. You know, kind of what I mean. That's hopefully what happens, but I really don't think we're going to get that much rain. Although this creek fluctuates a lot. If we get a day worth of decent rain, it's going to go way up. If we get a day of, not quite sprinkling, but a little heavier, it's going to go up enough that the beavers will move up, 1 or 2. So, I don't know. We just haven't gotten a full day of rain in a long time. It's been a couple weeks. It's crazy. Think of that. Let's see if there's any comments. Central. All right. Hour and 15 minutes. Hour and 20 minutes we've been live. Got to go to work tomorrow, so no live tomorrow. Got to go to work Wednesday, no live there. Maybe I'll go live Thursday. Those tall H-stands you have for floodwater are nice. Yes. Reason I picked those specific ones up is because they're 58, right? They're not 46 high, so they're a little taller. They add a little help. They make a difference, especially the way we trap. So I think it makes enough difference that I wanted to buy them. So I spent the extra money on them. Yeah, I got it from Snare Shop, but if you look at Snare Shop has them, but if you go Dan Beaver Supply in Canada, the shipping's, you got to be careful because I think you ship 2 at a time. If you got to get more, you got to ask them. But they have really good prices on them. I think they're 13 Canadian for a 58-inch stand. But you got to pay in shipping. I think shipping for, it adds up. But you can get it from Snare Shop, the 58-inch ones, and they make a difference. Down here, though, they cost a lot more. Snare Shop's pretty expensive, but they're worth it. Oh, well, one thing I do notice, though, with these, the 58 ones, they tend to bend a bit, right? But that can just be bent back. The 48-inch ones that I got from other places, I think are a little more solid, but I don't mind the bending because when they hit them, when they hit these, they'll be knocked over like this, or they'll be knocked all the way over. And it makes a difference. They really do. Like I said, the first thing I look for in my videos, you see me do we have anything? I go, do we have anything? And I look, and I'll see if it's straight up, it may be a rat, right? Or there's nothing. If it's tilted over like this, it may be something. If it's tilted all the way over or anywhere in there, it's a beaver or an otter or something. Yeah, no problem unbending them after catch. Exactly. I really like them. I know when I had the 46-inch stands, when I chopped my family, oh, we don't need anything else. We don't need them. But now that I have them, they appreciate it, right? There's a lot of things like that. We had a couple of Dukes, we use those, and they're like, oh, they work fine. Then I get the Blyles and RBGs oh, those work well. Some of those things where they tell me not to buy it, but then I buy it and they appreciate it, right? So I kind of, even though I'm told not to, I do it anyways, and then they appreciate it. So I know after the fact they appreciate it. So it makes a difference. Now it's kind of my idea to get the taller stands. And it makes a difference, it does, especially when you deal fluctuating water a lot, like I do it. Like I said, it could be, right now, I think we have 8 inches in the top section of the creek, maybe 3 feet down to the bottom, drops down probably 3 feet of water, maybe a little bit more. So, yeah, it's really shallow. I would say summertime heights right now, which is pretty crazy. Or close to summertime. But yeah, we need the rain. Everything's soaked outside, but we need more rain. We got a sprinkling, but it just didn't bring enough. Oh geez, why did I hide comments? Come on. I have some FPS 330s and they work great. No gap when fired. What do you mean by FPS? FPS. What do you mean by that? FPS. See, I've never heard of that. FPS. You mean like full closure stuff, or is that? I'm not sure what FPS means. I've never heard of that brand. No gap in fire. Yeah, that's why I like my Belials. Although the RBGs, when they fire, since they're round, you know how square traps, when it springs, they go like this and they fire. Well, the RBGs, as soon as it's trap it's compressed, the second it starts to fire, the springs are like this, and it starts sliding it along. So the second the springs move, it's closing. Whereas the square ones, it takes a little bit for it to close, right? It has to take up that little bit of gap. The RBGs, the gap is already closed on the spring. So second the springs start to open, it's already firing shut. So the RBGs technically fire faster than square traps do. And because of the shape, and it springs slide along. FPS, the brand. Oh. FPS. I still don't know the brand. Is it like, I don't know that brand. I don't know. It's 337 in Oregon. Thank you, Corey. Yeah, I don't know the FPS brand. I just know like the Dukes. I know the Bridgers. I know the Belials. I know the LDLs. I know the Rudies. I know the Bridger. Savage O's. I don't know FPS. I know there used to be BMIs. I know there's species specific. Or used to be. Hey, what are you doing? Get out of there. What are you doing? Oh, I thought someone commented on something. So FPS. Oh, interesting. I'll have to check that out. I've never heard of that. I'm going to check that out. I'm curious about them now, for sure. Yeah. How did I not know about that? I've looked at everything. I've searched 330s. I've gone through pages of it on the internet. I've never heard that before. That's interesting. That's good information. I'm going to look that up. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Fox Peak Outdoors Supply. That's good stuff, man. Good stuff. I appreciate that. Yeah. I'm going to look that up. Do they have like Magnum kill bars? Do they have like kill bars, or do they just have like the Belial jaws that are kind of bent in? I don't want to hit that yet because if I hit that now, then I might kill the connection. Okay, it's windy. That house is whistling. It's that windy. Like, it sounds like a ghost crying or something crying. It's whistling that hard outside. It's windy. It's the house is whistling right now. You hear the wind whistling by the house. That's crazy. It's really not that windy, though. It just happened to be like somewhere the wind shot through a funnel in the air or something and it's whistling. Crazy. Yeah, it's starting to storm, man. We're supposed to get thunderstorms today. Now, not like a Midwest storm. It's just like windy. The trees are blowing kind of back and forth, and so it's starting to get windy. They have an extra piece welded onto the jaws, so the dogs clear on the closing. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. I was gonna pick up some MB 1216s, Salvage Joe or RBG 1022 for that. You know that spot I showed in my couple videos where I put that 330 on the opposite side of the bank. So I put a 1022 there or a 12 by 16. But maybe next year I'll do that. That's kind of what I was thinking. One of the guys on another page said, just put two 330s side by side. You get a double. And I'm like, for me, that's so high up there. Right now, the chance to catch one up there is very nil, because if they were up there, it would have been caught already. They would have to be living real high, and there's not a long ways for them to go up above where I'm trapping. There's really no like feeder creek up there. It's just the creek starts up there and goes down towards me through all the area into the main creek. So it's kind of an off branch, and there's really no place for them to hide up there. So they would have already been up there in the first of the year. They get caught up there. But we did notice some castor mounds up there, so we wonder if they slipped by or something, or they're hidden up there for a while. FPS are 10 by 10. Nice. I gotta check them out. Fox Pro Supply, right? Fox Pro Supply. Fox Peak Supply. Outdoor Supply. Fox Peak Outdoor Supply. That is something we're gonna go check out for sure. Do the springs have a lot of power to them? Yeah, man, it's starting to... Tops of the trees are starting to sway back and forth. So it's starting to get windy. Hopefully we get some weather. Fast closing. Nice. I'll have to get a couple. Try them out. I was going to look at the Rudy and the LDLs and stuff like that, but I don't like the way they're set up. I don't like the triggers on them. They look very flimsy. I don't like flimsy triggers. There's one thing about the Salvage Joe 220s that I bought. I love the Salvage Joe, right? Bought a dozen 220s, and I got them. Like, the triggers are flimsy, and I don't like that at all. I don't like it at all, because I don't know. I just don't like them. I bought a dozen. I had one. I liked it, right? Got another dozen, then I bumped one, and the triggers went like this. It was down, and they went like, I don't like that. You know, what if an animal hits it so fast and then doesn't fire? Like, I don't like it. But I still use them. They're fine, right? Maybe since they're flimsy, they won't snap off. You know what I mean? Is it raining out there? Can't tell. Everything's wet, though. Trigger wires are smaller diameter, but bend in well. Triggers are awesome. Yeah, for like the fast water stuff, I don't like bendy trigger wires, but that's good to know. That's the way the Salvage Joes are. They have smaller wire, they're bendy. But I'll keep that in mind. I got to look at those traps. If I like the design, I'll buy a couple for sure. I was listening to the podcast where they talk about like 330s. The Magnum kill bars hit harder than like regular kill bars do, right? Regular closed Magnum traps. So kill bars are a big plus. According to like Clint Locklear, trappingradio.com. So I was listening to all that stuff. Listen to how he sets them up. I kind of set my stuff up like that. About the same price as the Duke. Nice. Yeah, that's exciting. Well, Father just got home. My dad just got home. Yeah, it's starting to get a little interesting out there. You know, like I said, it was gloomy early. Now it's starting to get windy. Let's see prices do. Good to know. And they're like a Magnum trap, right? They're a Magnum closure. Complete closure. I think you said that earlier. Let me see if I can find that. I don't know. Look into the comments. Under bed, unbedding, unbending after. Yep, they crease the beaver. Crease the beaver. Nice. Nice. Good deal. So it's, what is it? 3:30. Getting close to time to shut the live down, but I'm going to hang out a little bit. You guys are still here, so no reason to shut it down yet. Yep, they creased the beaver. I'm going to check them out. I'm curious now for sure. Actually, I think I'm going to shut it down because make sure you like, subscribe, but I might shut this down because I want to go in the other room and lay down for a little bit before I have to go back to work tomorrow. Try to gain some energy. The kit will have a mark like a snare catch. Interesting. That's interesting. That's cool. Now, I don't have a problem with that, but that's cool for sure. Like, I don't have a problem with the marks. As long as it's like not on the fur too much, you know what I mean? But all right, I'm gonna go. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate y'all being here, and thanks for hanging out. Maybe we'll have a live Thursday or Friday. Adios.